Well, good morning, everybody. Price moved a little bit during London. Didn't move too much during Asia. We've got a small uptrend. Small uptrend, which was created off of P gold zone. Any normal day, we should be expecting price to head up a little bit. But I hope you guys paid attention to Friday, right? Friday did exactly what I said price was going to do. It's either going to break the top, break the bottom. There was only one candle that broke the gold zone to the top, which was also the high of the day, and then price just ran up. $820 was the initial push. $835 took it above the gold zone. So we're at an area that could possibly be resistance. But once again, I'm looking at the previous gold zone movement. The previous gold zone movement is support off of P gold zone. So any normal day, we usually should be expecting price to head up. But I am still seeing the price could be in a wedge or a range, because the entire day we've only moved 3,300 pips, so there's definitely movement to be had. Friday we moved about 8,400, 8,500. Thursday we moved about 11,500. I'm still tripping on that day. 4,500 there. The price has been moving a lot more during this winter, which is abnormal. 8,000. Usually price starts to slow down during the winter time. 9,000. 8,000. Yeah, see, so we're averaging about 8 to 10,000 pips now a day. So if we've only moved about 3,300, we probably got like, I don't know, minimum 4,000-ish pips still left in us. So I'm gonna be waiting to see if price stays above perp and this uptrend line. I'm gonna see if price rejects P gold zone and heads back up. See if maybe there was just like a break, a retest, continuation type of thing. But we're here on the 100, the 500, we're here on the level, we're here on an uptrend line. Once again, the last movement off of the last gold zone movement was a support of P. There's this little bit support there off of that uptrend line. In both indices, we kind of have an uptrend formed. Chris, just making sure you're off of mute, letting you know that we can hear you. So we're getting some support here. Nas is giving us some volume up to R1 gold zone. US30, are you going to follow suit or are you going to fuck around? Nas is at a gold zone. US30 is just chilling. US30 is just chilling with a big support off of that uptrend line. Jesus Christ, Nas is pushing hard. Oof. I'll be real, I'm making a little bit of money off of Nas this morning. Let's see, we got wick to the bottom here on US30. It's already a beautiful day. Mr. Nas is paying the bills. Nas has broken R1 heading up. I'm already steady in profit, 160 in profit, floating 252. US30 has not made up its mind yet, but we have a wick to the bottom. Last gold zone movement was off of P, so I kind of have a good idea that price might want to continue to go up, but I'm going to leave that in profit there and wait for US30 to make up its mind on where it wants to go. What a good morning already. What a good morning. Already a beautiful day. Mr. Nas is paying the bills. La mamá de 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 la mamá.
So cute. So after the gym, I had that blueberry frozen yogurt and it was amazing.
Good, everybody. And here, for September 9th.
Alright, so price is rejecting there. So price is fighting the high of the day. Price is fighting the high of the day and the uptrend line, which is basically what, 500? 500 MA. So I just got tapped on my Nas entry at R1 gold zone. It's a nice 154 in profit for that. Alright, US, make your mind up. Everything kind of overextended really fast. Now we got a little rejection here. So just the high of the day, right? I'm trying to figure out where's our range that price might possibly be bouncing up and down, and it really is just P gold zone and the high of the day. So we'll wait. Once again, I'm still taking things back to the foundation, right? What is the gold zone movement? If I'm looking at US30, the last gold zone movement was P gold zone support. If I'm looking at Nas, I'm looking at Nas. Nas just went up to R1 gold zone, kind of tapping out here. But both indices are at an area that was once like an opening range. So if I'm looking at 630's candle, or 635, really that's kind of the range right there. It's about 1,300 pips, so I can see it. Price is trying to get out of Asia and London. That's all it's trying to do here Monday. Price is trying to get out of Asia and London, and we'll let it kind of dance until it figures out what it wants to do. So Nas literally went up to R1 gold zone and then rejected to come back down. I took that up. Took about 154 exactly, 154.02. God, my eyes are bad. 155 times 3. So I'm already up 462 for the day. $462. Now we wait to see how everything else makes up its mind. And remember, just like for those of you who like Jesus, good shit Friday, man. Good shit. Like I was saying, you guys just gotta wait for price to break. And that's it. Like Friday alone for Jesus and for anybody else that got into the buy going up on Friday. You guys, I hope that is like a mind-opening thing about being patient. For one, believing in the juice, and two, being patient. Like that is everything. Friday is everything. Because it's all you have to do. Like I literally forecasted it, which I usually say I don't like to do, or I don't like to say I do, right? I just like to say we speculate and then we just respond to what we're seeing on the charts. But that is legit what happened Friday. Is it did exactly what I expected it to do. It's not because I'm a pip god or a pip prophet. It's because I'm just understanding that there's only two things price can do. There's only two things that price can do, and it's going to do one of them. And that's exactly what it did on Friday. Just shot above the high of the day, and then bada bing bada boom. But it's nice, you know, like it's nice when you're on the chart line with me. You hear me call it out. You watch and you wait, and then it plays out. Like I'm not lying about this shit. So price is testing the bottom here. Price is below that little trend that was made during London. As for Nas is here stuck on R1 gold zone. Okay. So look at that. Price is underneath perp, down to P gold zone already. Nas has just rejected its R1 gold zone. So what are we doing here? Either we're going to support up or we're going to break down. But price is underneath. Price is underneath perp. Price is underneath perp at P gold zone, pretty much at the low of our day. So right here, this gold zone is also a level. So it's like a double whammy shabammy. Is this area going to play as support, or is this area going to break and price drop? Right, we already got price underneath perp, so that kind of gives us an idea of what can possibly happen if it's normal, right? Once again, we're talking about average shit. If this is an average day, price should continue down. Why? Well, because price is under perp. But it is Monday. This P gold zone, once again, P gold zone is an area. It's the low of the day. It's P gold zone. It's the low of the day. It's a level. So there's 3 reasons why it could possibly play as support. But currently, since the end of London, price kind of trended down here. Got a little bit of support here. So we got some support. Price is giving us some volume to the downside here, pushing us through the low of the day, pushing us through P gold zone. So if that can break us through the low of the day, I have this trend line. I don't know where it's coming from. That might be like a super higher time frame, but it's coming down to it right now. It's already about 1,000 pips. So we're coming, this level that we're currently at is yesterday's P gold zone. I'm going to give this a little bit of time to see if it really wants to stay underneath P gold zone. Because if it doesn't want to stay under P gold zone, well, then it'll bounce back up. And right now things are kind of not 100% sure. So we got big support right there. Once again, that level is previous day P gold zone. It's the first time price has tried to break out of the low of the day. Possible support. Price is underneath perp. What you're gonna do here at the gold zone? What are you gonna do here at the gold zone, price? Got some pretty big support. A little bit of rejection. So we had volume that was pushing up, then we got a wick to the top at the end of the candle. So price is unsure of where it wants to go right now. Just give it some time to figure out. We're here at P gold zone on US30. Trying to decide if it's gonna come down, stay under P gold zone, or is it gonna get back up? Price is giving us some volume to the top here off of P gold zone. Once again, that push down at like 645 was the first time price tried to test getting out of the low of the day. But for me to want to believe in the top side, I need to see price get above perp. And remember, look at the overall movement. We've only moved about maybe 3,000 pips. So it's not a lot. Price supported off of P, getting us back above perp right now. At least trying to get above perp. So US30 is giving us a little bit of a wick to the top here on perp. Trying to figure out if the play is up and if price will stay above perp. Nas is looking like it's want to make its breakout to the top. So we got first real kind of push through perp. The only thing I'm worried about is we're back into this like 630 area. So is price really going to support P and head up finally? Or are we still going to be fighting this high of the day? I'd like to see something decent off of perp, kind of giving some reconfirmation. See, so we're getting a little bit of rejection over here. Something about this area. We need to see some intention. It's a little rejection here. And we're still within Asia and London. So really what I'm looking at is trying to just see what the real intent is on trying to get out of Asia and London. So once again, price is here trying to figure out where it wants to go. On top of perp. On top of this trend line. Trying to fight Asia London. I need to take a quick call. I will be right back. Well, actually, give me a second. Yeah, I need to take a call. I'll be right back. I'm back. Let's see if we can get this push out of Asia London finally. Asia London high is just the high of the day, so we will see if we can get price to get out of here. This is pretty much what we were waiting for. But if we can't break the high, we need to be careful, of course. So we're testing the high right now. We're wicking the high, which is not the greatest of movement. Not the greatest if we're trying to get price to head up. But price is back above perp, so maybe I just need some time to figure out what it wants to do.
Any second.
So I don't. Do you have your wedge drawn? What from like 5:15 ish, or are you talking about like the high of the day, including yesterday's high? Because I don't have a top side line yet. Just everything's too flat. So I'm just using it as like I have an uptrend that was created during London, right? London at like 130 going up, and then I don't have any other downtrend lines. I can kind of see what you would be talking about though, if you connected like the previous high, which is what price kind of just broke through right now. But I just didn't draw it because I just looked at the high of the day of today, and I'm using that as my area of substantial area. So I'm just saying, right? I'm just once again just like Friday, how I told you the high and the low. That's kind of what I'm looking at right here. Is I'm just like, okay, well, very similar to Friday. There's just the high of the day that we need to break, which is this level that we're currently on. And then there's the bottom side P gold zone. So the same thing for P gold zone, right? Like that gave us a nice drop to the bottom there at 645. But my only thing with not wanting to enter into that is that's the first time that price tested the low of the day. And what did I say, right? I said low of the day, P gold zone, and it's a level. It's also previous day's gold zone, and it's a level. And price was fairly oversold. So not taking, that sell off there just to be safe is all I did. Now we're here at the top of the day, the high of the day. Price is attempting to break out, but we're getting some wicks to the top right now. So, this downtrend line that we have drawn could be real, but what I would say is like it's either going to be stuck in between the high of the day and like just these two levels right here. So I'm just trying to keep it simple. It's fine to have the line there though. If that's what you see and that's what you believe, draw it. Draw it. You make good logical decisions. So whatever you do that helps you, continue to do it. So we got 2 wicks to the top here. Price is still above perp. After 710's push, you would have expected that price would want to go up, but just like how we were afraid at 645, right? 645 scares me because it's the first time that price ever broke down. We're heading oversold, and it's like 3 reasons to believe that price could be support. Same thing happening here. Price is pushing up. If we add your downtrend line to the mix, we can say it's a downtrend, it's level, it's the high of the day. That's 3 reasons to be careful to the top side. After 2 wicks to the top, yeah, I would be pretty cautious here, right? So now, once again, we're reanalyzing what we currently see. What we currently see is the high of the day is really playing as a resistance, and perp is playing as support. So we ask ourselves, what are we expecting from here? If price can break above the high of the day, which is these last 2 wicks that were just formed, I would probably believe that price is going to continue up. If price, once again, having your line there, yes, we can see a visual wedge now. But how to keep it even simpler is, well, if price breaks back underneath perp, I might believe price is coming down. Price is still above perp, so I'm still believing that price has a good chance to head up. So I'm being patient here, right? I'm still keeping in mind the 2 things that we're worried about, high of the day and perp, but I'm just kind of waiting to see what it's going to do. Because for a while there, I seriously thought price was going to break down. And once it did, the moment I saw the wick on the next candle, I was like, ow, it might be some trickery. And that's exactly what it did. Because if there wasn't, if 645 didn't have the low of the day, man, yeah, I would have jammed that. I would have jammed that coming down at 645. But low of the day and all these reasons to believe this area could be support, Yeah, dangerous. While oversold, dangerous. But good question. Good question, because the last thing I want you guys to do is think whatever you're doing is wrong just because I'm not doing it, right? Like you guys you guys you guys hit a lot of trades that I don't, that end up being good, right? Because I ate it on the side of caution. But you guys, that's just my point, is you guys do a lot of good shit. So always ask it. Don't ever doubt yourself because it's something that I'm not doing. Always ask and just clarify so that I can make sure you guys know. Because once again, the last thing I want you guys to think is, I don't want you to think just because I don't do it that it's wrong, right? Because once again, you guys are all very good, and that's why I like teaching this type of shit to other people, because perspective is value. I don't care what anybody says. Perceived value is perspective. It's whatever you think it's worth. So for me to like hear once again what Jesus just said, that's eye opening to me. So I can see that, I can put it in there, I can say, hey, this downtrend line was that important to Jesus that he put it on the chart, so let me go consider it. You know? And since you before you brought that up, I didn't have it because I only saw it the way I saw it. There's nothing wrong with the way I saw it, there's nothing wrong with the way you saw it, but it is nice to put our heads together and be like, yeah, let's see if both of our perspectives can add some value to what we're trying to do here. And that's good because so many people end up being scared to collaborate, right? Even in life, like people are scared to collaborate because they're afraid to clash heads, they're afraid to agree to disagree. But yeah, there's always some beauty in perspective. So we still got price looking like it wants to push up. It's really just perp in the high of the day we're looking at for US30. Ugh. We are getting volume in this area though. What time is it? 7:30? That's it? Yellow folder? I didn't even look at news. Let me see here. Oh, Dallas Fed. Okay. So really all we're waiting for is to see, are we going to get a continuation off of perp to head up, or is the high of the day going to be strong resistance? So we got some support to the bottom. We're getting some wicks to the bottom. I'd like to see it. We've only just begun. Blah blah. Kind of stalling out. waiting to see if it'll continue up now.
Hey,
We've got all those supports to perp. Just waiting for the high of the day to break.
Who's gonna read it for me?
Sorry, I actually wasn't paying attention. I just heard Chinese and I ducked. Damn.
Are you racist?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Alright. Sorry, I actually wasn't paying attention. I just heard Chinese and I ducked.
Gặp nhau rồi, thật khó lìa xa.
What's poppin', Nomadic Movement? We just want to give you guys a huge shout out for the holiday season.
Make sure to keep an eye on the website. We have sales going and always. Long and different merch drops.
You'll be able to check.
The thing about fighting me is that you're not gonna beat my ass. You're not gonna beat my ass. You're not gonna beat. I'm gonna beat your pussy. You're gonna beat this pussy. I'm gonna beat your pussy ass. The thing about fighting me is that you're not gonna beat my ass. You're not gonna beat my ass. You're not gonna beat.
Oh,
You're gonna
oh
beat.
fuck.
I'm gonna beat your pussy ass up.
We're stalling here. We're stalling. Come on.
Should I reveal a big secret? I feel like I should. What?
Got a little bit of volume now. Punching through. Slowly making our way up. Punching through the high of the day. US30 looking like it wants to get through the high. Nas is slowly making its way up as well. We can get through that high of the day. we should get some nice movement up.
Should I reveal? Should I? Should I reveal? Should I?
Jesus, alright, I'm up. I'm up. I'm up. I'm up. Yeet! I'm up. I'm up. So we got price pushing into the next level-ish area coming here. Floating in profit 423. Nas is slowly moving up. I might move Nas into profit here shortly because I don't like the way how slow it's moving. But we're finally getting a push of volume here on US30. In profit 417. I'd like to move into profit here shortly. I want to give it a little bit of room to breathe and get up though. I don't want to prematurely blow my load here. So I'm going to watch this as we get up to the next level and start moving things into profit to add to my entries today. Beautiful. Okay. So as price is heading up here to the next level, I'm going to be moving my stop loss into profit like a solid 200. So folding in profit almost 500 here on US30. Stop loss in profit 216. I'm going to give it some room to breathe to get to the next level, which is where we're at right now. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my stop loss underneath the current candle here. Go into profit a nice like 400-ish. So stop loss in profit about 400 on US30. We got Nas pushing up as well. So I'm going to move Nas up into profit here and I'm just going to hold. So Nas, I'm only in it one contract because it's worth a lot. Nas is in profit, $60. 114.50 floating. Once again, about 400 in profit for US30. Let's go, baby. Easy money. Easy fucking money today. What time was my entry? If I'm not mistaken, I jumped in off that fat hammer. That 710 hammer. $710 hammer and held it. Held it as prices above perp. Waited for that bitch to break the high of the day. And that's it. Holding in profit almost 500 here on US30. Stop loss in profit 216. I'm going to give it some room to breathe to get to the next level. 735. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my stop. Oh, that's fine. I mean, you waited to break the high off of perp. Good entry. Level to level. Break of the high, level to level. About 400 on US30. Yeah, good entry, bro. Yep. Well, Jesus brought that up, and it was good. So we're here at the level. Price is trying to figure out if it wants to continue up. Oh, beautiful. Fucking beautiful, guys. I want this candle to just blow right past this level so I can move stop loss a little bit more into profit. But I'm probably up about 2 racks today. We're getting up there. This price is pushing above this level here. I'm in profit about 545. That's on this one US30 entry. I'm up over 1500. If this can continue the way I'm expecting it to continue, man, I'm gonna be in it for a nice like $3,000 day. So as we're heading up here, we're at the level. I'm gonna move my stop loss a little bit more into profit. I'm gonna go 500 into profit, so I can guarantee 1500 for the day. So 501.50 guarantee right here. Just tapped out on US30. I'm fine with that. We're still in this on NAS 100, so I could exit now, have about 300. So yeah, I'm up about 3 racks today. Let's go. This is the high of the day. Technically, this is the high of the day, this level, but I used Asia high and London high. Well, I guess Asia high would be considered the beginning of the day, but I looked at, where things really are, and that is this area, like what, 520, 1250, and all that type of shit. The price is giving us some nice volume here. This can continue the way I'm expecting it to continue, then I'm going to be in it for a nice like $3,000 day. So I'm out of it on US30. I'm okay with that beautiful fucking level to level, pretty much. It's about 2,000 pips, or a little bit more than 2,000 pips on that. And I'm tapped out on NQ as well. So, all right, let's do the math. Let's do the math. Damn, price is still heading up on US30. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Still in it? Good shit. So I'm up 2160 for the day. Good shit. I'm glad you moved stop loss into profit. Where did I get it for Nas? Chris is asking. Well, my first initial entry was at open, and then the second entry. Let's see when exactly. Oh, okay, I remember. After the doji. $6.55. I held it all the way from there. Actually, no. I got into two more. 655. 655 was one entry, and then as it rejected at 705, I exited, and then I got in again. Let me see here, 725. Then I got in again at 730. So really, Nas's that final entry I took on Nas it didn't go very far, but that's kind of why I was getting in and out. So I took 3 entries on Nas. I took 630. Going up, just as price was shooting up, I was like, it's got to go to the gold zone. It didn't touch a gold zone today. And then I entered in at, 655 after the doji. I saw the doji at 650 off perp. And I saw, then the next candle was a bullish engulfing. I was like, okay, all we got to do is break the high. When we broke the high and got to the level, rejected it, that's where I exited. And then I waited as price went sideways. And then I entered in at 730. And then I moved stop loss into profit there, so... Technically 3 entries on Nas. 3 entries on Nas, 1 entry on US30. But US30 totally trumped Nas's movement today, so. And that's why I don't tell you guys about Nas, because I don't want you guys to drip out. Just get good at US30. Good at US30. That's all you need. But yeah, those are my 3 entries. And if you look at it, right, on Nas, there's an uptrend line. Uptrend formed, which is basically perp. If you look at perp, it's basically just heading on up. That was good movement today. That was good discipline on the patience. I hope everybody was patient enough. Cause yeah, I'm walking home 2160. 2160, baby. And let's see why we're stalling out here. Oh, look at that. Who can tell me why we're stalling out here on US30? Somebody give me an answer. Why are we stalling out here on US30 at this point? Exactly. Thank you. Yep. Come on, Yuzo, look left. You know. Right? Even if you guys gotta look left. You guys always gotta look left. Always. Beginning of the day, squeeze that page in, look left. Look at structure. Right? Because that's just exactly it. Like, if price is gonna break the high of today, and not technically the high, right? There's Asia technically started and is the high of the day. So we could even say that Asia is the high of the day too right here. So, but other than that, other than this level, so let's look at it, right? If we want to call it the real high of the day, the Asia high, we got level, we got previous day R1 gold zone, and then you can see that this is, yes, the high of the day is technically way up over here at this level above the gold zone, above Friday's gold zone. But then you can see that price rejected this level twice right here. So I end up seeing in my head like this invisible area, like this could be resistance, right? And that's what I look at. So yes, the high of the day technically for Friday is right here, but if we can continue up here, and what I bet is going to happen is two things. I bet price is going to either drop back down underneath here from this area, or it's going to make a little BRC right here, right? Breaking this area, this level, which is this area of resistance on Friday. It'll BRC and continue up. That's it. So if you guys were to look for two things to do, if you're going to stay on the chart, which I'm not, is I would wait to see is price going to break down from this area, or is it going to BRC and continue up. I hope you guys are realizing how easy this actually is when you guys are being patient, right? I don't know if any of you guys got fucked up in the beginning as price is making its way down, but even if you did, even if you did get into 645 coming down at one contract, you'd still be good. I don't know, there's a couple different ways to play this day, right? Like there's no real wrong way to play this day as long as you came out profitable. Like you could have gotten in at like 635, or you could have gotten in at like 640 and see if we break the gold zone, and then boom, okay, it rejects back up. Maybe you exit in a small profit, maybe you exit in a small loss, maybe you exit break even. From that point, you're telling yourself exactly what I was saying, is this could be an area of support. Peak gold zone level, possible support, possibly go up. I didn't enter in here at 655, right? 655 pushes up. Or maybe I did, I don't know. Let me check. Oh, I did, and then let me see when I added. Okay, I know exactly what I did. So I entered in off of the gold zone here, 655, and then I added contracts at 7 as we broke above perp. So my mindset going, and remember, the ending of the beginning is the beginning of the end, right? Write that down if you fucking have to. The beginning of the end is the ending of the beginning. We always want to enter in where we just got out, and we want to get out where we think the next entry is going to be, right? The end of the downtrend is the beginning of the uptrend, and the end of the uptrend is the beginning of the downtrend. Oh my god, and look at that. Price came down to tap all of us out at that level and then continued up. You dirty bitch. But then look at the movement, right? What is this movement? What is this movement? Somebody tell me. What the fuck is this overall movement that we're looking at? Anybody tell me, what is the fundamental movement here that we're looking at overall as price is heading up? It's just gold zone. Correct. So that's why I entered in at 655. Sometimes I don't even remember the shit that I do because it's just like it's second nature to me. But that's why I'm looking at my video and yeah, I entered in at 655 because that is support, right? That is support to the gold zone, and I'm telling myself there's only two things that happen at the gold zones: we break or we bounce. So if we're bouncing on P gold zone, I would love to get in at 655. As price breaks perp to continue going up, I would love to enter into contracts there. And look at us now. Right? We're just educated guessers. Educated guessers. That's all we are. We're like doctors. Can you believe it? We're doctors. Doctors are educated guessers. Especially in Western medicine. They treat for symptoms and they guess. They make educated decisions based off of what the fuck they're seeing. Same shit we're doing here. As price came down to P gold zone and didn't want to continue down, well, what am I telling myself? Well, then it's probably going to go up, right? Based off of deduction. We're always thinking based off of deduction. Bounce off of P, well, we're heading up. And literally the moment price got above P, above perp, I kind of was at ease because I was like, yeah, it's more likely to go up than not. And what do we have to do? We just kind of got to wait. We just got to wait for price to make up its mind and continue up. What puts my mind at ease always is always knowing that price is going to move. Price is always going to move. So, you know, shit like perp keeps me real safe and calm. And don't get me wrong, as I'm in my entry off of like 655, I held that thing. Let's see how long my video is. My video is 51 minutes. So I held that entry for 51 minutes. That's a long time. That's a long time to keep your emotions check. So I didn't enter in 645. Is it because exactly? Well, I'm thinking to myself that this is the first. Well, okay, look left, Yuzo. What do you see when you look left? No. What do you see when you look left? Exactly. You see previous day gold zone. You see that level, and you look at it. It's a substantial level. This level was where price was juking us out all day Friday. Right? This area, this level was once a resistance, and when price breaks an area that's a resistance, what can happen to that area? What can it turn into? What can an area of resistance, once broken, turn into? Exactly. So if we're looking at 645 pushing down here, we're looking at, okay, first of all, there's a lot of reasons to be cautious. Where's our cross lines at this point? Overbought, oversold. OS, OB. Are we OB or are we OS? Exactly. So I'm not really excited to take a sell-off, even though 645 gives us a nice bearish. And you got to remember, there's always going to be reasons to get into the entry. But what are the reasons to be safe and not enter? Well, oversold. I don't really want to take it down. Look at this whole fucking area. This whole between P gold zone, this level, and the level that price actually supported off of, this whole 1,000 pip area, level, previous day P gold zone, current day P gold zone, current day level, current day low of the day. You know, there's a lot. But that's the thing, is there's a lot of reasons not to get into it. But even if you entered into it at one contract, the moment price supports back up, you should have been out of it anyways, right? You should have been out of it knowing that there's 5 reasons that this area could play support. So that's why I was saying, even if you guys got into it at 645, you should have been able to exit as prices bounce back up. You should have been able to break even. You should have been able to maybe take a small loss or a small winner. Like there's ways that you can manage the entry. I don't care if you guys got in at 645. I care how you managed it, right? If you just, as price bounces back up at 650, you would be a fool to not just exit that bitch, right? And I don't mean to say it like, well, no, I do. I do mean to say it like that, because if you're blindly holding on to the entry, hoping that it's going to continue back down, remember, I'd rather you take a small loss and then continue taking the next entry than for you guys to hold on to it until that bitch goes all the way to your stop loss. And even your stop loss should have, if you get entered in at 645, your stop loss is only like right above it. So this entry right here, if you're entering in at 645, I mean, it's a substantial fucking candle. It's like, what, 1,000-ish pips? But even, it's like 1148. So even at one contract, you're still maybe risking maybe $70. You're not risking a whole lot. And as price is pushing back up here on the next candle, like exiting early as price is heading back up, 610. You know, I rather, and I take small little entries like that sometimes at the one contract, and then I'm like, well, that's not doing what I expected to do, so I exit. But once again, I'm like $20 or $30 or $40 or something not very high. Not anywhere that I'm worried about my mindset going into the next entry. Right? You guys have free will to exit whenever you want. So don't hold on. Remember, the saying is, cut your losers and hold on to your winners. Like, you guys gotta be conscious of that. Cutting your losers. Don't let ego stand in the way of you cutting your loser. Don't let hope stand in the way of cutting your losers, right? Use that same mentality with your losers, with your winners, and oh God, you guys are going to realize you guys are very, very profitable at that point. Because we always have this feeling that, oh, we want to hold on to the loser and hope that it turns around, but impossible, right? The same question, so like, if anybody got into 645, excited that it would come down, my question to you is, why did anybody get in at 655? Am I the only person that got in at 655? Anybody else get in at 655 to the top? Alright, I'm going to take that moment of silence as nobody did. So if anybody got in at 645 and entered into 645 but didn't enter in to 655, take a long hard look in the mirror and ask yourself why. Because that's the gold zone movement, right? Like, just that alone right there, if we just took away all the other indicators and we just went back to normal foundational gold zone shit, break or bounce, if you get into 645 and even you held, let's say you held it till it stopped, until it knocked you out stop loss, that's 1256. So 1,256 pips that you would have lost. Now we're looking at 655. If you get into 655 again, why? Because it's breaking or bouncing. We'll measure this out, right? And we'll just go to even where in the area that I exited, 2135. So 2135 minus 1256, 2135 minus 1256. You would still be up about 900 pips. So that's why really, if you stick just one lot size, that's fine. That's fine to be afraid of mama, but what also happens? What is price going to do? What is the one thing we know price is guaranteed to do? Like, price is going to go somewhere, right? I always believe in the gold zone movement, and then I stack onto it, right? Does everybody understand that? Like, this here, 655. Am I afraid of mama? Yes. Am I afraid that we might reject perp? Yes. All of that, yes. Am I afraid that price is going to BRC here, right? Because we got this uptrend here from London, and as price is coming down here and price is coming up here, like, yeah, I am afraid that it's going to BRC and continue down. But we trade right now, right? We trade what we currently see, and then we add to it as it makes sense. So there's always going to be reasons for us to not get into the entry and like be afraid of it, but that's why it's there's a perfect harmony to doing this, you know, but you cannot let any entry or any past experience keep you from getting into the entry. Like, that's probably the toughest part mentally about this, is there's always a perfect balance of not worrying about it, but worrying about it. Not worrying about it, but worrying about it. I was afraid of all of that at 655. But what am I telling myself? I'm telling myself, P gold zone, we're either going to break or we're going to bounce. After that, I'll deal with it. If price comes back down and taps me out, if price continues down P, great. I'll take it down. I'll make up my losses. But in this moment, and that's kind of the only thing that matters, I'm not thinking about anything else that could possibly ever happen. In this moment, in today's entries, price broke down, rejected, supported back up here, 655, and then it went about 3,000 pips. That's all that matters to me. In the moment, in the now, at 655, the only thing that I'm telling myself is, well, if we break above perp, great. At that point, I'll hold. Because as we breaking above perp here at 7 o'clock, what is the next thing I'm worried about? I'm worried about the high of the day, or a high of London. I'm worried about this level. I'm worried about the downtrend line that Jesus brought up. All of that. I'm worried about all of that. But even like here at 720, as we get the rejection off of this whole area, I'm not panicking and selling. I'm not panicking and closing my entry, because now I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with now, right? I'm dealing with what I'm seeing now at 720. And yes, it is the rejection of the high of the day, but price is still above perp. So I'm letting perp guide my emotions. I'm letting perp decide when I'm going to exit or when I'm going to move stop loss. Like, I've made no decisions today. I've let the juice strat make all of my decisions today. Price gets up to the next level, I move stop loss into profit, right? For all of you guys that entered in, like even Yuzo's entry here at 735. Yuzo enters in at 735. Why? Because we're above perp, because we're breaking London high, because we're breaking this downtrend, rides it up to the next level, stop loss into profit, tapped out, we're done. Right? It doesn't matter. Like, all of Yuzo's entry was my entry on steroids. That's it. Like, my entry was just your guys' entry, Yuzo's entry, another half of it. But that's, once again, there's nothing wrong with entering at 735. There's nothing wrong with entering in at 710. There's nothing wrong with entering in at 655. All of those good entries. But I'm thinking you're realizing I'm not even getting in early. I'm getting in on time. I'm getting on time off of the gold zone. It might start to feel like you guys are getting in late when you look at my entry, right? But my entry is not late. My entry is not early. My entry is right on time. Because if there's only one candle that supports off of P gold zone, right? Like, make that realization right now. There is literally only one candle that supports off of P gold zone and then just goes right? And you guys know this. You guys back this. You guys trade with me. We all trade the same chart. So to see 655 and to not enter into it, even one contract, you got to ask yourself why. Why wouldn't you take that risk knowing that the overall gold zone push could reward you $3,800, risk $1,300. So that's a 1 to 3 risk to reward. That alone, I'm like, we're dumb not to take it. We're dumb not to take it at least one contract and then stack on as we get confirmation. Once again, 655, great, enter in one contract. I entered into 3. When you guys see my video, you guys will see I entered into 3 contracts already because that's how much I believe in the fucking juice strat. So I was already $250 in stop loss the moment I hit the button at 655. As we get, like 7 o'clock, 7:10, I added contracts. I think I added contracts at like 7:10. As we got that hammer off perp, I'm telling myself, yeah, I don't care how long this entry takes, it's probably going to go up. Right? Literally, it took me 51 minutes. 51 minutes for that trade to play out and get up to the next level. I didn't know it was going to take 51 minutes, but all I knew was that it is going to go up. Even right now, prices above perp, I know price is more likely to go up. It's good, guys. We do the same thing every day, right? Even if we were looking at Friday, we'll go over Friday real quick. I'm going to jump off here at 8:30. If we look at Friday, price gives us this wedge. It did break out a little bit all over perp and all this type of shit. But on a day like this, later Yuzo. On a day like this, we already have established this range that we're like, okay, well, let's just wait and be patient for price to break out. 455 was the high. At that point, we get a big momentum here, push at 820. Price is above perp, and where does price stay? The moment price breaks the gold zone. Yesterday, Friday, there was only one candle. There's only one candle that breaks us above the gold zone. One candle at 835, while price is above perp, that breaks the gold zone, and then where does price go? To the next gold zone. Right? I laugh at how silly and easy this is, and all we gotta do is wait, right? But I didn't enter into any of this shit, right? I jumped off by like 7:30, I think, or 8 o'clock or something. But if you stayed on, entered in at 8:20, entered in at 8:35, even if you entered in at 8:20 at one contract because you saw momentum, and then let's say you add contracts at 8:35 because price is pushing through the gold zone, we're above perp. Beautiful entry. Then where do we go? We go P gold zone to R1 gold zone. R1 gold zone drops back down to basically P gold zone, bounces off P gold zone right back up to R1 gold zone. There's so much opportunity there, and all we have to do is wait. Today, same thing. Once again, for me, at the beginning of the day, I didn't have this downtrend because I was just looking at London high. And I said, yeah, if price breaks London high, I'll believe it, that it wants to go up. Thanks to Jesus, brought up the downtrend line. I draw it. Now I have another reason. To believe that if we break this area, we're just going up. So, good shit, guys. Everything for me, there's like 2 big things. What was the last gold zone movement? Or what is the current gold zone movement? And where is price relative to perp? Like the moment price gets above perp, there is such a, like in today's entry, as I'm in at 655, the moment price gets above perp, I'm chilling. I'm like, great. Now all we gotta do is wait and let time heal. Let this beautiful entry off of P gold zone climb up, right? If price goes down from perp, I'll be like, great. I might wait. I might exit. I might just hold it, but I'm not going to. Being that my entry is at 655 underneath the gold zone, like super close to it, like that is the most perfect entry off of a gold zone. That is the most perfect entry off of a gold zone. Because once price breaks down, that's going to confirm that price is going to come down. It'll knock me out of my 655 entry. It's literally it's vice versa with 645's entry, right? If you got into 645, the moment price kills you on that entry, well, you're entering into 655 going back up. Right? All of my risk is always going to be around the gold zone. I love it. Not always, but, if we see it in the moment, well, that's where I'm going to enter in. And then I'll let everything else stack onto it. More confirmation. More confirmation. Alrighty, guys. It's 8:25. This was good. This was very good. All my friends always stay. I saved all my shit out of order. Shibai. I hope it all saves, so. Alright, guys, put it up on 8:25, 8:26. I'm done for the day. I would be expecting price to go to today's R1 gold zone, but what we're currently kind of stalling out on is previous day's R1. So what happens from here, I don't know. I would assume that price is supposed to make its finish push P to R1, but a previous day gold zone can always play as resistance. And if we look at R1, right, if we look at today's R1, that is 2 days ago's R3, which means if price can break this area and go up, then yeah, that makes sense that price today would go to R1 gold zone. That could be over the course of this entire day, though. And to think that this is just the first 2 hours of the trading day. This is the first 2 hours of the trading day. And people are out there on the New York Wall Street. They're out there trading portfolio and hedge funds all day. And we have a strategy that can make us money in the first hour or two. That is unbelievable, man. That is seriously unbelievable. So, alrighty, guys. If anybody has any questions, you guys got 3 more minutes. I'm going to... I feel tired. But I'm going to try to force myself not to go back to sleep and start my day. Maybe I'll take a nap later on during the day. We'll see. But, yeah. Well, I mean, I had a eventful weekend in Seattle, and that's just so exhausting. I love living life, guys. I really do. I love doing things, but man, is it exhausting. It is exhausting. Now I understand. I mean, I've always knew, like, all of my friends who are like, whatever, B-list celebrity, C-list celebrity, a lot of them do drugs. And I get it. I get it, because I can't keep up. Even like when they're not even done yet, I'm like, guys, I'm going the fuck back to the hotel. Because I cannot keep up with you guys. It's fucking 4 in the morning. I need to go to sleep. I cannot keep up with them, man. I cannot keep up with them. But that's why, man, for every high, there's a low. For every low, there's a high. And I'm just over here trying to maintain balance. Just trying to maintain balance and not die. Not blow up. I've been obsessed with this thermodynamics and physics that I've been learning. And everything that I do now, I think about that. And I'm like, yeah, you can't get too hot because you die. You can't get too cold because you'll die. There's a perfect balance in between. But it's also one of those things like energy is not like created, and it's not, you can't kill it, right? So you always have to maintain what you're doing. And that's with everything. Even with trading, right? There's always like you have to maintain it. But you also have to maintaining it also means you have to do things that moves the temperature or whatever the volume or whatever the energy is from hot to cold and cold to hot. You can't stay still. If not, entropy, which is disaster, which is destruction, which is death, entropy is inevitable in a closed system. So unless you're controlling the high and the low, and that's why I feel like right now for everybody that I know, they're at an all-time low when it comes to like mentality and depression. And I'm like, you guys gotta remember, like, this energy that you guys have, you need to go figure out how to get it up, because you're going to fucking end up wanting to kill yourself. You know, like I know a lot of people in the music world who have killed themselves because they felt like they couldn't get back up to that high that they once were at, and now they're super low, and then they just off themselves. Like, I've seen it too much firsthand, and that's why I guess I live the way I do, because I always remember that. I know people who have offed themselves because they were just down for too long. I know people who have offed themselves because they were just up there too much. Like, you cannot be too high or too low on the energy or the temperature scale for too long. There needs to be up and down. But as long as you're aware of it, like, you can control that shit, man. Even when it comes to other people, like, oh man, you can. The world is literally, I look at the world like Grand Theft Auto now. Like, this shit is just all my bitch. This life is just entirely my bitch. Alrighty, guys, 8:31. I'm calling it a day. Once again, I'm up to, I don't know, like 2160 for the day. 3 solid entries, 3 on NOS, 1 on US30. And yeah, got nothing else for you guys today. So if you guys are staying on, I would ask you why. Why would you? I don't care if you lost, I don't care if you won, I don't care if you broke even. The average movement has already happened. So whatever you guys are looking for after this, disclaimer, it's all on you. So if I'm not doing it, ask yourself why you would do it, and then live with whatever consequences come after that. Alrighty, guys, that's Monday. I'm up 2 racks. I'm up 2 racks already Monday. Even last Monday I made 2 racks on Monday too. Jesus, I'm up. If I can keep this up, what is that? Let's say 2 grand times 5. Oh, my brain's running slow. 2 grand times 5, what is that? 10 grand? 2 times 5. Yeah, it's 10 grand. If I can keep this up, like literally, let's see, 2, 4, 3, 4, 6. Nope, but then I made a little bit less on that day that I didn't trade on that day. Yeah, I mean, I'm still up for like almost a 30 or 35K week, month. Basically doing nothing. That's, I've worked for 2 hours today. Now I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my 22 hours of this day. That's what's powerful about this. So I hope you guys always keep in mind what your motivation to get better at this is. And mine is always to enjoy as much of the 24 hours in my day that I possibly can. So life is short, guys, and visualize it, because it should scare you into being motivated to do whatever the fuck you guys are doing. So life is short. There's that one video I shared on my story that represented our years in bubbles. How many years we spend traveling, how many years we spend commuting, how many years we spend sleeping, compared to our actual waking hours, it's pretty scary, guys. It's pretty scary how short of a lifespan we have. Yeah. I just hope everybody's living fulfilled lives. That was a big conversation I had with some of my friends this weekend is, how does everybody feel? Does everybody feel fulfilled in their life? And these friends, I talk to them like that. We can have conversations about, really feeling, are we having a fulfilled life? And if you're not, doing something about it. And if you guys don't have people that you guys can talk to about stuff like that, definitely go find people. Whether it's your partner or your friends, or maybe you need to find new friends that you can have open, vulnerable conversations about, is your life feeling fulfilled? Like, fuck, you guys got it. That shit's healthy. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if they say, oh, that's weak, or you're just fucking being a loser, or you're thinking too much. It's like, no. They're not thinking enough. Because if you can't have a conversation about your life feeling fulfilled or not, you got the wrong people. You got the wrong people you guys are surrounded by. So, and there's more that's not gonna be like that, which I'll agree it's tough. The friend groups that I have now took me years to figure out. So I don't blame y'all, but just make sure you guys continue to get people surround yourselves with those types of people and they don't even have to have any value to your life other than just maybe a pretty good conversation. That is to have a good non-biased conversation that you don't have to worry about anybody getting insulted or sensitive. Like, that is tough to find these days, is finding people who you can talk to who are not going to get insulted or who are not going to get sensitive about whatever the fuck you guys are talking about. Because being able to talk about how fulfilled you feel in your life is sensitive to most, but it shouldn't. It should be open. Like, I should not be afraid to tell you guys how I feel, worried about you guys judging me, about anything that I'm doing in my life. So there's always no judgment. There shouldn't be. There could be recommendations. There can be, whatever based off of their lives, and I'll take it into consideration, right? Just like today, it could be something as small as Jesus telling me about the trend line that I didn't draw. I took that into consideration, right? I didn't just be like, oh, that's why I'm not doing it. It's like, no. I'm going to tell you why I didn't have it, and then I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to be like, oh, yeah. Actually, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt if I drew the trend line. It wouldn't hurt. Perspective, Alrighty, guys. I'm out skis. I will see you guys tomorrow. Message me if you guys need me. I'm going to go make me a little something to eat right now, and then I'm going to get on with my day. So I'm up 2160 for the day, 2160 for the week. Let's see how we do this tomorrow, bright and early, Tuesday, 6:30, New York Open. Alrighty, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Laters.